Well, hey, gang, it's Bob Bannister from Rock Is Not Dead and CGCM Rock Radio coming at you with another edition of Rock Talk. It's a fun one, I got to tell you that much. Now, before we dive into it, do us a favor, please. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Click that bell icon to stay up to date with all things Rock Talk. Get your notifications and maybe leave us a comment. Is there somebody you'd like me to talk to on another edition of Rock Talk? Let me know. We'll see what we can do. So, I love being a part of the Rock Is Not Dead Australia family, and I love being a part of the CGCM family as well. I have met so many great people through Shane Dunn from Rock Is Not Dead, through CGCM Rock Radio. It's just absolutely amazing. And the fun part is I get to share a lot of this with you. And that is really, really cool because it introduces you to new bands that you might not have heard of. And it helps them out, it helps us out, and it's just always, always fun. This time around, catching up with a band from Melbourne called Riff Raiders. I met with Marty and Jenny, and these guys are just absolutely phenomenal. They're an absolute blast to talk to. I had a really, really good time talking about their music, talking about their band, talking about life in general. So what do you say we step inside that studio and have a chat with Marty and Jenny from Riff Raiders on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. And as promised, here we go. It is Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. Joining us this time around from Melbourne, Australia, we have Marty, we have Jenny, and they are from the band Riff Raiders. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, good to be here.
Thanks, Bob. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely fantastic to have you here. And I am digging the brand new single, Welcome to Mars. That is the lead track from your upcoming new album. Tell us about that.
Yes, well, we've been off on a bit of a hiatus for a little while. The album has been, getting its finishing touches for some time. So we've released the title track as a single in the lead up to getting that out. Our third album later this year, probably towards the end of May, we're looking at.
Very cool. Now, how is this album going to differ from Rock and Roll Daydream, which was released back, 2020?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still rock and roll, and that's the classic style that we do. But I suppose this one's stripped back a little bit more. You can hear that in Welcome to Mars a bit. Rock and Roll Daydream was going down the guitar overdubs and big vocal sort of line here and there. But this one, we tried to attack it a lot more simply and quickly. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes down. There's probably a little bit more power pop on this one too compared to the other two albums, but still the other doses of rock music too.
It's interesting because you just kind of made me think of a conversation I had with somebody the other day about how artists evolve in their sound, and they were complaining that an artist doesn't sound the same as they, when they originally came out. And I said, you know what, people grow. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago. So cut them some slack.
Yeah.
So give us the story of Riff Raiders. How did the band come together?
We started out doing obscure, like deep cut covers of hard rock artists, just as a bit of fun after having done original music for a long time before that. And we sort of started playing with a lot of original bands because a lot of the time the audiences weren't actually aware that we were doing covers because they were quite not the more well-known ones. And it just was a natural progression to start writing and recording and doing all of our own music again. So that was around 2017. And then we released our first album in 2018 called Live Like You Mean It. Mm-hmm. And that is definitely that very, crunchy rock and roll really, yes, kind of, how would you describe that? Classic rock?
Yeah. Well, I know Canada understands this. We were sort of called pub rock.
Yeah.
But with a bit more perhaps melody and, just cross over into grunge and other things too.
Now, you said you were doing deep album cuts. So I find myself, anyway, as a guy who's been in radio for a long time, those are the best cuts on the album.
That's right.
You've got to do that deep dive, that delve into the album in order to discover those gems. And people's appetite today just seems to be, okay, here's a single, here's a single, here's a single. Why is that, do you think?
I think it's just familiarity, and not everyone wants to find new music, so they're expecting to almost know the punchline when they go to hear a joke. Yep. It's a bizarre mindset, isn't it?
I guess everyone wants that kind of snack-sized bite, and attention spans aren't what they used to be, and people will skip tracks after 20 seconds, and that goes on quite a lot. But there is still a good portion, and we feel like Riff Raiders fans are a lot of these people that do want to sit down and be with an artist and be in with an album for half an hour, maybe not an hour, but maybe 35, 40 minutes with an artist and actually experience that, the sort of the journey that an album takes you on. I think there is definitely still there's a market for that. There's a taste for that, but there is definitely a huge portion of the population that just want those bite-sized chunks. So we're trying to sort of cater for both those tastes. Yeah.
So where do you draw your musical influences from?
Well, Marty is the songwriter and the producer and pretty much the lyric writer. So you would definitely have to say what yours are.
Oh, look, it really just comes from playing for many years and absorbing everything around you. So I still like new music. So we do a little bit of new metal sort of stuff, which is probably a bit old now. But,
old metal.
But I like Hailstorm and Ghost and things like that are around now. But we go all the way back. I think the idea of the band, even to start with, was it to be a bit like Cheap Trick and have that sort of power edge to it, but be able to do other things. We like Thin Lizzy and Queen and Zeppelin, of course, but everyone has to like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a bit, there's a bit of AC/DC from where we come from, so that the band sort of has that vibe to it as well, but takes it a little bit further. So we like anything. We used to cover White Stripes and all sorts of stuff too.
Yeah, Muse even. Yeah.
There should
sorry, go on.
I was going to say there should be a little bit of AC/DC and everything.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. You still have to tell any drummer, don't play too much. Just do that.
Just chop that wood. Chop that wood.
Bill Rudd, that's it.
Yeah.
We're here in Canada. We're here in Canada. It's don't be too rush.
You just don't need. Who needs that many drums anyway?
You can't find the bass player either.
So what is it like seeing the Riff Raiders live?
Oh, it's a pretty honest, reasonably loud, clear and loud. That's what we like to have. Really strong, clear and loud.
Really loud, actually.
But not in a silly way. So that's still cleaner. The bands we just described, so you can hear what's going on, but we want to make sure it thumps in your chest as well.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. But venues have got a lot smaller over the years, so can't always take the Marshall along anymore. So you just have to think laterally sometimes, but outside's pretty good.
Yes. It's always a lot of fun too. I mean, people really say that, you guys look like you're having so much fun on stage. Like they're surprised that we would be enjoying ourselves. It's not, we're not here to lecture you or to, I don't know, bring everyone down. This is rock and roll should be fun. It should be, exciting and cool and, put a smile on your face. So, we can get dirty and, angry. I do definitely get angry at points, but it should be fun. I think that's what a good takeaway that people have when they come see us live.
Exactly. Fun. That's what rock is supposed to be. And I find from my standpoint, there's a lot of artists that are getting just a little bit too political these days.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's right. You would have noticed with Welcome to Mars, it's not normal for us. comment on what's around us, but there is a little bit of a climate message in this song. But that was just really the motivation about trying to come up with an album concept as well and tie it together. And the idea of Welcome to Mars was you go somewhere else and look back at the Earth and what do you see? So that's sort of, it's gone down well. So we're not advocating in a political sense, but it's just saying the obvious about you better look after what you've got because there's really no other option. So that's the idea behind Welcome to Mars.
But also at the end of the song, we say, maybe stay where you are, don't come up here, you know. So, it's not really heavy-handed. It's like, oh, actually, no, we'll be right here. You just stay where you are. Yeah.
So, Marty, you are the producer, the arranger and everything. Jenny, do you what hand do you have in the songwriting process?
Well, melody ideas. I do occasionally write some lyrics, but it's really, Marty's I just find that he's really good at it, and I'll sort of go, no, let's try these 14 different things and come back to where Marty was in the first place anyway. So it's just so sometimes there might be something along the way, but I also do harmonies and backing vocals and that sort of stuff is where my
you've got to deliver
expertise comes in. Yes,
most important job.
I'm going to scream here. Yes,
So what does the rest of 2026 look like? You said you're releasing the album in May, you said was?
Yes, so looking at late May at this point, so things might change. There's a few different things on the horizon, so check. Yes, we'll be making announcements about some other stuff soon. It's very exciting. It's going to be a good year for us. We've got another single to come out before the album, so that one, shall we tell them what it's called?
So
I'm just making sure that we're all onto something. Sure. Broken Halo is the name of that song, and that one is probably a little bit one of the more angrier tracks that we would do live. When I just like to channel that kind of really attacking energy, and that's a great sort of more modern rock sound, something like a Hailstorm kind of vibe, I suppose you'd say. Would you agree?
Yeah. So, yes.
Yes, but that signature Marty Powell crunchy riff, twin guitars. Yeah, I think people are really going to like that one too. So it's worth waiting for. This album's got 11 tracks, which people have heard now, 2 of them. And there'll be 1, maybe 2 more before the album drops. And there'll be, there's a lot of different eclectic kind of sounds on there from, there's a swampy rock kind of track. There's that new metal. There's one that has a really distinctive, like late 60s British, almost Sabbath vibe called Sound Mirror. And they've all got their own kind of little stories. So, yeah, it should be good.
And that's really important nowadays for a band not to pigeonhole their sound, like not to keep all the songs sounding the same. I mean, exactly. You've got to diversify, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's it.
That's why it's called Riff Raiders. The idea was to, look at different cool riffs. So it morphed into originals, but it's still that concept. It has to have a riff, but also what genre of rock are you going to do? So, so that's the idea.
Yeah.
Now, one of our sponsors here on the station, CGCM Rock Radio, is Iron Maiden Trooper Beer. And as everybody knows, Yannick, the third guitarist, is the guy that will fall on his face or drop his guitar. Have you guys had a Yannick moment live?
Oh, look, I fell off a stage in LA once. That would be my most Yannick moment. It was really black stage, very high up, and the floor wasn't quite visible where the edge of the stage was, and it just went straight down over the top of it.
No. A circle.
Yeah, it was like a very weird, like almost being on a large podium.
Yeah, we've had that. Amp has caught on fire before. That was fun. The valves at the back. It looked fantastic, but it wasn't planned.
Yeah,
so.
This is not part of the pyro, folks.
Yeah. Ooh, the looks on the people's faces. This wasn't,
But the other fun ones you see, which hasn't been us, luckily, people will be packing up after a show really late, and they put their guitar case on the roof of their car or van and drive off, and goes into the traffic and all that sort of stuff, which is very sad for the guitar. But it does happen more often than you think.
I lost the tour van once when we were playing in Canberra, and I went off to get the van while the guys all loaded out, and they were in the street, and everyone's gone home, and Canberra is the capital of Australia, and it is deserted once everything closes. It's like tumbleweeds going down the streat.
They roll up the sidewalks.
That's exactly right. Exactly. You got it. So I went to this, high-rise car park where we left the van, and I went to every floor. I could not find the van anywhere. And eventually I found a security guy, and I showed him my ticket and said, look, where is it? And he said, you're in the wrong car park. There's another car park across the road. Meanwhile, the guys have been waiting, I don't know, an hour at least. Oh, God. And we didn't have, there was some problem with the phones. I couldn't call anyone. And, it was one of those moments that I just thought, we are never going to get out of here. Canberra. Oh, my God.
So every artist and every radio person has that one song that comes on the radio, and you just go, damn, I wish I wrote that. What's that for you guys?
Oh, okay. I would say No Matter What by Badfinger for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. I think Dancing on a Friday Night by The Darkness is probably that one for me. I love that. I'm a big fan of The Darkness. I do love, that their first album, All Killer, No Filler. Pretty much anything on that album, really.
and Justin Hawkins is just a very cool guy.
Oh, he certainly is. Yes. Yeah. Awesome. I love him to bits. I own a pair of his stage boots, as it turns out.
Really?
It's an interesting side fact for you. Yes. I bid on an auction for them probably 10 years ago now. They don't fit me. I've never worn them.
You don't mean
You've just
they're in my cupboard, though. Yeah.
That's cool. Now, what's one piece of advice you'd love to give to a band that's just starting out, just getting out of the blocks that you wish you'd have gotten when you were starting out?
Oh,
stick together if it works, no matter what, and just play.
Yeah.
Everywhere. If it's empty, if it's full, and doesn't look like it's working, just don't stop.
Yeah. Play like you're in a stadium every night. Absolutely.
Great advice. Now, before we wrap this up, I always like to diverge off of music and jump into something I call this or that. Nothing to do with music, just some questions.
Cool.
And
love it.
Just a little bit of fun. Yeah. No pressure, no points. Nobody wins anything. It's not a game show. All right, if you're ready, here we go. Beach holiday or ski vacation?
Beach holiday.
Beach holiday for us.
Yeah.
Texting or phone call?
Oh, phone call. Yes. What about you? Texting or phone call?
Probably texting.
Yeah, you're a text guy. Yeah.
Always early or always late?
That's a very interesting one. Always early and on time.
Oh, you're always late.
I'm on time from like, yeah.
Okay, here's one. Snowball fight or water balloon fight?
Oh, we're from Australia. It's definitely. I've actually never seen snow, so I have to go with water balloon fight.
I had to ask that one because we've got over 50 centimeters of snow this winter. So
wow, oh, amazing.
We just came out of a stretch where it was minus 15 every day for about a week.
Oh, wow. Oh my God!
The snow just turns. It'd be ice, would it? It's too cold.
It's just solid.
Well, no, you can still shovel it, but the bottom layers are hard ice. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't throw that at anyone.
We've had 45 degrees here, and you've got minus 15. That's crazy.
Pick your superpower: super strength or the ability to fly.
Oh, I think flying.
Yeah. The flying.
Yeah. I'm strong enough as it is. Yeah.
If we could fly, we could have come in person.
There you go. And finally, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yeah.
Hawaiian
all the way.
Yeah.
Awesome. My friends from the west coast of Canada will be excited. They're the ones that invented that. Yes.
News to me.
All right, Marty and Jenny from Riff Raiders, thank you for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. Take a few moments and shamelessly self-promote the band.
Thank you for having us, and thank you to all of the people out there. Please do go ahead and go to riffraiders.com, where you'll find all the rock and roll goodness, all the things you can download to watch and listen to, and yes, like, subscribe. That's where you'll find us.
All right. Excellent. You just stole my line. Like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, because it helps. It helps out Riff Raiders, it helps out CGCM Rock Radio, and it helps out Rock Is Not Dead Australia. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you again next time.
See you next time.
Thanks a lot, Bob.